Hey Aries, Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. If I don't catch a wavelength here, no worries. Check your other major placements, or this just isn't your week. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. It makes me happy and also helps other people find the channel. So if you need an altruistic or another altruistic reason to do it. Anyway, we're starting with our oracle deck here of Moonology and Work Your Light, and then we'll move on to the Tarot of Mystical Moments for a more traditional tarot spread. What do we have for Aries this week? Okay. Oh, do we have something that's fun? Great. Perfect. A new start is coming. Very exciting. A new start, new moon. It's just straight up new moon, new start. New start and something coming. So have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. So something new is coming. Believe that something new is coming. Believe and have faith that you can start something, that you are beginning something, that something new is on its way. We have, and then I love this, unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. I had a dream about this card last night. Like that sense of, oh man, I really wish I could remember it. It was these chords, and it was like, it was this card, and it was that sense of freedom, of unleashing something, of allowing yourself to leave who you've been, how you do things, that freedom to change, that freedom to move forward, that freedom to be better than you were in the past. Not better in some sort of objective sense, but better for who you are today and the ways that you've changed, allowing your behavior, your life, all these different things to change with you, allowing that change to happen. Organically, naturally, just allowing yourself to change. So having faith in your dreams, I really feel that this card is about you moving towards those dreams and you letting go of anything that's blocked you, releasing soul patterns. That is about releasing, ways you learned, the things you learned of how to be a human that actually end up holding you back and don't allow you to experience the full freedom that you actually do have, even when you feel like you don't. There is a lot of internal freedom for how we're going to think about things, for how we're going to focus our energy, for our own attitude. There's a huge amounts of freedom available to us. So this is cutting any sort of cutting out or just being released. Oh, my cat, hold on. So anyway, something from the past, some sort of habit or some sort of way of dealing with a situation. I think there's not necessarily even, like, everything here is very passive so far. So it's not even like, it's like releasing. It's not even like, now I'm going to have to cut this cord with this big thing and I have to do a bunch of stuff. This is just like opening up in a way to movement forward and to doing something a little bit different maybe than what you have before, but opening up. This feels very natural, very gentle to me, and not like a forced thing. It's unbound. It's not cutting and putting a bunch of effort and sawing and trying to figure stuff out. This is just this like letting go of, you know what? Yeah, I used to do things like that and I'm ready to not, because I have these dreams, and it's like this freedom to move towards this dream. And that's what I feel like this new start is. This new start could be a way you relate to your dreams, a way you interact with your dreams, with your future, with your own self, and letting go of some sort of thing that's limited you in the past, a limiting self-belief, something like that. I almost see in this card the 8 of Swords, those self-limiting beliefs that keep us trapped when nothing else really is. It's just us. It can be so hard to see those, and even harder and very unnerving to let go of them. Those things that hold us back, those self-limiting beliefs. Okay, Aries, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, your possible outcome. Right. You know what's interesting so far about the readings this week? Oh, what's this, puppy? Okay, I don't know where to put this. Overall energy, I guess. And this could be, it came out and fell down on Unbound in the Hermit card. So this could be a King of Pentacles is all about like planning, ownership of your future, planning for your future. Someone was talking about their retirement plan with this, and I was like, oh yeah, that's such King of Pentacles energy. Thinking about your future finances, planning for it, work, a work situation. Yeah, that's an overall energy. It's kind of a freebie card here. Anyway, the thing I'm noticing so far about the readings this week is there are not a lot of major arcanas present, which gives me this idea overall that we're dealing with, you know, just smaller things in our lives, not bigger things, maybe not. I don't know. But that's what it feels like to me, is that sort of dialed down. Sometimes the tarot, you know, it speaks in archetypes. It speaks in these big, broad things. And one thing I love about it is it makes it really feel like we're on some sort of epic adventure in our life. It really helps us understand that we actually are on an epic adventure and that our lives are incredibly important and they're unfolding in these magical, interesting, amazing ways. And it puts us in touch with sort of the mythology of our own lives and the own archetypes we're dealing with here. But sometimes it kind of overstates things. That could be me, could be reader, your dramatic reader here getting excited about things. And it can also just be, you know, these are big cards, and sometimes they're talking about small things, or you know, little moments in our lives. But it does make them feel so epic and so like, ah, yes, and then our hero did this. So anyway, but not a lot of major arcana this week so far. So you get the Hermit. That's your major arcana. That's, you know, following your own path, taking some time out from expectations, from roles, and really getting in touch with who you are without all of that, all of the externals of your life, and not necessarily thinking about your path in relation to other people and other jobs and other expectations, but your path as the hero's journey, as some sort of thing that's unique to you and your own path and your own unique journey. And it doesn't need to conform to any other way of doing something. So getting in touch with your own non-conformity needs. So in your recent past, you have this Page of Swords. So this is the student card. This is being a student about intellectual things, learning. The page is just starting to understand things, just starting to get the lay of the land, learning about something. And so the pages of learning and the swords are about intellectual ideas. So it's basically about having learned something, read up on something. You know, if you're not in school, this could be about just reading up on how you do something, on how you accomplish something, and having an intellectual understanding of that thing. And then what I find interesting is then when we go to the Knight of Swords, that's when we understand it enough to communicate it and teach about it. But the Page of Swords is all about learning. You know, he's got this graduation. This is the college, and even if you're not in college or haven't gone to college, this can be learning and understanding something in an intellectual level. Having read up on whatever it is you want to read up on. This could even be reading up on spirituality, reading up on Buddhism, the history, the location, the whatever. You know, this could be about reading up on, you know, how to fix pipes and doing your written test. Your written driver's test, your written diving test, whatever. You know, there's so many things where the first step is intellectually understanding something, being able to grasp something, to read up on it, to figure it out, to understand it. So that's where you've been. In your current situation, we have more pentacles here. There's some pentacles here. There's some cups and pentacles. There's 3 pentacles showing up, so this has to do with money. And there's 3 cups showing up, so this might have to just generally be talking about money and how you feel about money. And how your relationships interact with money in some way. So in your current situation, you have 10 of Pentacles. So you're dealing with maybe inheritance, maybe family money, maybe thinking about the long-term implications of money, of having money, of bequeathing money. This can also be a family of origin issues. This is the family of origin issues card. No other card really talks about that, in my opinion, the way this card does. So dealing with family of origin, dealing with inheritance, inherited ideas on how you deal with money, maybe, the ways that you learned how to deal with something, the soul pattern or contract or past life. This has to do with and for some reason I'm getting this family of origin issue and being unbound from something that you learned or some way of interacting with something that is from your past that you inherited maybe. So this 10 of Pentacles can talk about our inheritance, and I think that talks about, the Pentacles typically talk about 3D world stuff. Also, I put time in that. Time, money, physicality. So the 10 is reaching that maximum amount of physical, you have what you physically need. And also we're talking about family of origin issues, inheritance, both of money, but also of ideals, of ways of dealing with something. And it's very interesting as we're growing up, we realize more how unique our family of origin was, and how many other ways there are to interact with the whole world, with money, with whatever. So with money, with work, with relationships, there's all sorts of ways to deal with that. And we got a glimpse of one possibility, one very unique possibility, and what, healthy or not healthy, whatever, in whatever family we grew up in, we got an inside look on how to deal with life and how to deal with reality from that family. But there's all sorts of ways to deal with it. Every family was very unique, functional or not functional. So you could be really thinking about the unique ways in which your family functioned or didn't function, and the unique things you learned. And there's all sorts of ways for dealing with everything. So, but sometimes people get trapped in like, well, my family did it this way. They don't even think that. They just think this is the right way. And then that's it. End of story. Book closed. But without even realizing how many other ways there were. I mean, do you remember when you were a kid and you first spent the night at someone else's house and you're like, this is ketchup? That is not how ketchup tastes in my home. Or just like these basic differences were so, to me, very mind-blowing. I grew up fairly protected and isolated. And so it was just always like, that's a pancake? That does not taste like a pancake to me. I mean, I remember being blown away by the world's driest pancakes at my friend's house, and we weren't allowed syrup. It was so wild. It was like, this is crazy. Anyway, there's like a whole world like that of things where you think this is the way it's supposed to be, and it turns out everyone's living these other lives. Anyway, long little story about this 10 of Pentacles, but this is inheritance, and could be money, could be having achieved a certain amount of wealth, a certain amount of money, so that you can sit back, you know you're provided for in the future, and things feel okay here. If things feel good here, that's another possible interpretation of 10 of Pentacles. Your hopes, your fears, the Hermit card. You're hoping to find, I think, your inner light. Where do you go next? What's the next thing? What happens? You've learned a lot. You're pretty stable, or you feel pretty stable, feel pretty rooted, able to really understand where you've been, where you've come from, how you've gotten this far. And now you might be looking for, hoping for that new inner light, hoping to see that North Star again, your own inner North Star again, and get a new direction, and get an idea of where you want to go next. So you could be really thinking about really engaging with your unique path and where you want to go and what you want. And being unbound from this pretty heavy, intense card of the past, of family of the past, and wanting to be released from those obligations, and wanting to find your own inner light, your own unique path, aside from this 10 of Pentacles where you've already been. Aside from where you've already been, you might be really wanting to get in touch with your personal path, with your personal inner light, with your personal North Star, and where that's going to guide you. Looking for some guidance, and you're looking within for guidance, which seems like a great idea. And so in your, what's at issue here is the 7 of Cups reversed. 7 of Cups in the upright is feeling overwhelmed by options. In the reverse, I'm going to say you don't feel like you have very many options, or you can't choose, or there's not enough options to make a really good decision. You maybe can't see all your options. You maybe don't have enough options, or there's just not a lot to pick from. There's just, and it could be extremely overwhelming, or just because sometimes when there's like 4 billion options, like 7 of Cups, we could have 7 options, right? That's a lot of things to prioritize. But if there's a billion options, if we're looking at this sky and we see not 7 stars, but billions of stars, it's extremely overwhelming. The other way in which the 7 of Cups can present reversed is this sense of not having any options. And I think having too many and not having enough, they're both pretty dysfunctional places to be, like, to feel like you're there. There's just not, there's not even clear number of options. It's just like, there's just a mass or there's nothing. It's like looking at the night sky and either feeling like it's dark, it's black, or feeling like there's 4 billion stars out here and I don't even know where to begin. So both of those can feel the same way. So many options, you don't know where to begin. And yet at the same time, none of them are coming out as very obvious. There's not even like, and there's so many options you can't make a list, therefore there is no list, right, of your options, because there's just too many. So somewhere in between those, either so many options you can't even start to list them, or and then that also feeling like no options because there's just too many ways to go. So this is no wonder you're hoping to get in touch with your inner light and your inner North Star. At least one North Star instead of a billion of them would be nice. And then in your current, in your environment, you have a person here, male or female, King of Cups, someone who's pretty zen, pretty able to handle things, a depth of emotion may be present with them, but they're able to deal with it. They're able to, a lot of emotional maturity, just being able to be very mature about whatever situation that you guys find yourself in. This person really can handle a lot of depth of emotion, a lot of uncertainty, and they're able to listen to their feelings and really handle them. So this could be a counselor, this could be a mentor of some kind, or a friend or relative or lover, or just a person in your environment that could be a rock for you. It could be a very solid, emotionally solid rock for you to rely on, for you to bounce ideas off of. For you to help you figure out, because they can handle things, they can handle a lot, they can handle a lot of emotion. They're going to be able to hold space for you as you process whatever you need to process. They're going to be able to handle whatever you give, whatever you dish them. They're not going to freak out. This person just generally just doesn't freak out. They've learned that, probably the hard way, as we all do, but they've learned how to not freak out, and they're going to be able to help you and be a support for you. Your to-do list. To do? Well, yeah, this is the lifetime to-do list, right? This is the to-do list of all of humanity, 10 of Cups, this ultimate happiness. I think it's just be happy. Be content. Find a place of being content with where you are. Even though you're looking at the next steps, you don't really see where you're going. You want to be building your future. You want to be building your money. You want to be building your career. And this is a lot about being happy, being content, being fulfilled right where you're at. That's the energy you need to get into, is being fulfilled right where you're at, right here, right now. Feel the fulfillment. Feel the fulfillment. There's something very fulfilling here. You're connected to someone who's very emotionally stable. And there's something about being grateful for what you have, for what you have achieved, for what you've already accomplished. There could be a relationship in your life that needs celebrating, celebrating its stability, celebrating its depth. There could be, while you're confused about something else, enjoy what you do have. Enjoy the relationships that you do have that do bring you happiness and fulfillment. It's there. So enjoy that, because something else feels really overwhelming and you don't have a clue on how to move forward on it. So just enjoy the things that are working and the things that are going well, and focus on those for now, because something else, it's really big and it kind of needs some time to settle, I think. And then where you're going, 6 of Pentacles, there's some flow here. There's some generosity flow, some flow of not just money, things start flowing in the futures, and there's some sort of balance to it too. It's not just like, you know, there's some imbalance, but it's in the overall purpose of being balanced. It's like, I'm going to pour your cup, then your cup. So wait your turn. So there could be some turn taking, some balancing out. So the scales are out of balance as we're pouring out, but that doesn't mean that when the teapot is upright, there's some more balance there. So this is about flow and things flowing and things moving and ideas on generosity and how things flow. Is it bean counting flowing, or are we like filling one cup then the other cup, or are we dropping in each cup and slowly, you know, that's a painstaking, horrible way to do anything, is the bean counting way. So there may be some taking of some turns here and allowing some flow. This always feels like, you know, with the water present here, a flow of affection, but it could also be, you know, the flow of money and expenditures and calculations and expending money here, but withholding money there. That whole flow of generosity. There's some other word I'm looking for. Maybe it is generosity. There's like a balance or a flow that's being that will be reestablished, possibly having to do with money or work. But for now, you're being content with the relationships, the emotional fulfillment you experience, and then the flow will start coming eventually. With money, with affection, with time. It will be taking turns. It will be about, there will be some calculation with it. You'll be wanting to think about, like, you want to be thinking about, you know, it's time for this right now and time for that right now. So it's almost like everything in its time here is what I'm feeling. And right now it's a time to focus on relationships and focus on what you have accomplished and having gratitude and just really enjoying that. Things will start flowing again in the future, but for now it's time to focus on something like that. Your dreams will be coming in here, and a new start is coming, but for now, enjoy what you've already accomplished. All right, Aries, I hope that was helpful for you, and I hope you have a great week.